wherein the internal and external stakeholders have always come to my rescue. So I'm just here to see if there are any new tricks in the bag I'd like to learn. Thank you. Shilpi?
Hi everyone, Shilpi here from Microsoft, fan for Ninja.
Also the session chair as well.
I'm your session chair as well today. And I'm here because there is always something new up the sleeve Ninja has, so I want to learn.
Yeah, they sat for 90-minute session on networking in Microsoft during the Wednesday. You're just generally doing introductions till the clock strikes 2:15 and we can start.
Hey, my name is Alice. I work as an identity.
Is that working well with that mic?
No, that's not. Maybe
It's working now.
yeah, so I work as an identity and security consultant in Microsoft. So why I'm here is probably because since COVID lockdown, I've been working from home. And if I thought that I had some networking skills before COVID time, that has come down to level 0 right now. So I need to start from scratch and looking forward to learn more.
So I really built a lot of networks during COVID.
During COVID?
Yeah, of course.
You should share it with us.
How are we doing for time? How much more time till 2:15? You have, right? Yeah, so let's keep going.
Hello everyone, myself Vishali, and I'm working with one of the French MNC Orange Business in Gurugram. So I am here for this session because I feel I'm pretty good in networking, in the communication, because I speak many languages and I connect with people. Currently I'm at a team lead position, so I can understand the emotions, but sometimes it's so challenging. And in the future, I want to be as a woman leader, like a prime minister.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
So that's my inspiration. So wherever I get a chance to learn more and more, so I put myself into it.
Yeah. Thank you. You go this way and then you go. Chairs? No chairs? There are no chairs there? Okay, I mean, don't worry because all of them will get up at some point in time. We are going to network, so we are not really sitting through the session.
Nija, you are already in demand. Should I put a houseful board?
There can be some more chairs coming out from there, so yes.
So there are chairs inside. This floor is open for people to sit if they wish to. Okay. But yeah, we are really going to do a lot of activities today, so you don't have to sit and listen to me. So if you don't have chairs, it's okay. Yeah.
Next center stage is also very pretty.
Yeah, because we have to really move around. Yeah, sorry.
My name is Rupa. I work for London Stock Exchange Group. The reason why I'm here for the networking session is especially for the career progression. Senior leader and about networking plays major role.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah.
Very clear. Niranjana heard that. Especially for career growth. So she's kind of put it across. Yes, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Barish Sharma. I am from Cochin University. I am a third year student computer science. So I am the junior of you all. So
We are not old, okay?
so I don't have any plan to come here. I was looking for my teammate.
Okay. We just thought, hey, room is khali, बैठ जाते हैं. But now he's wondering what to say.
I don't have any problem with the networking, but during the COVID time, like in my state, there was no internet. Initially, till my 10th grade, I was doing complete robotics. Then, for those 2 years, I had some books and then started my software journey. Then I ended up doing web development and stuff. Now I am looking into the software development, so I guess I will probably get some connections or maybe some referrals.
Bang on.
Thank you.
Set your intention very well.
Hi everyone, this is Preeti. I work for GHCI Technology as an associate manager. Networking to me is something that I can do virtually well, but when I see people in person, right, that is when I just kind of back off. So I'm here to understand.
People don't bite.
So just trying to overcome that
So
particular.
some people have a challenge networking virtually, right? COVID time And here is a person who says, virtually I can do it extremely well. And I meet people like in this room. Thank you for sharing.
Hi everyone, this is Brahmani. I'm a senior user researcher at Microsoft. I came to this session mainly for one reason, is like I do build networks, but I don't know how to leverage them for maximizing them. That's one. And second one is like once you leverage that network, how do you take it forward as well so that others could benefit from that? So that's something that I would like.
Others need to benefit.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi everyone, my name is Raviza and I work as a user researcher at Microsoft. I'm here in this session because I am early in career and I aspire to be more in a managerial role. So I just want to understand that how networking can help me in that case. And yeah, I can build relations I think online pretty well because I started my career when COVID hit. But now that we're going more offline, so I think I don't know how to build connections and leverage them better. So I think that's something.
Okay, by the way, Shilpi, was this supposed to be a virtual following also in this session?
All sessions are relayed virtual is what we were confirmed. So we can, we may not be able to engage and that
So somebody is watching us. Somebody is watching session today while we will not be able to engage you because this is a real networking session, which means that we're really going to do activities so that people actually network. It's not just theory and yarn. And so you could use these activities and kind of network later. Thank you. Let's move on.
Hi, I'm Deepika, working with Wells Fargo. I'm just sitting from lunch. So I think I missed the question, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
just intros, nothing else.
Intros and why we are here, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. The reason would be little funny because my husband is very charming. So when he gets into the room, he can pick friends in a fraction of a second. But leave me in a room for 3 to 4 days, trust me, I can come out without knowing the name of any people. So he always says like I have to network, mingle with people. So I hope at least this helps me to some extent. Thank you.
Hi, I just joined. Can you please tell
Yeah, just introductions.
Hi, I'm myself Kavita Yogaraj. I am working at IBM Research as a quantum scientist. I'm here to network with every one of you guys, and it's my pleasure. I'm hearing Neeraja second or third time, and she's very inspiring, and that's why with the pool of so many people, I'm still here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neeraja.
So much,
Thanks,
Kavita.
everyone.
Yes.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Sumitra. I'm a software engineer at Arista. The reason I'm here is because I don't have problem approaching people. There's always small talk that I can like speak with people, but it just ends with, hey, what's your name? Where do you work? Which tech stack? Can we connect on LinkedIn? What next? So to know what next, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey all, my name is Pooja and I'm working as a tech lead at SolarWinds. So earlier it was used to be very easy when I used to go to office to network with others. But now I'm working remotely and all my team members are here. So it's hard to network with the other teams here right now. So that's why I'm here to learn how can I do that.
Okay, all right. So we could go ahead with the intros, but we will go ahead. We have got another 4 minutes. We should respect that start time. And once people, we hit 2:15, whoever is there, we can start the session. But pick one person and continue the conversation. Who would you do that with? Each of you can kind of decide. Who would you do that with? And please let me know. Yeah, whoever wants to say whatever. Who? What's her name? Forget the name, but what did she say about herself?
She's a product manager.
Product manager.
I will pick the guy who said that he is the youngest in the room. I think
Whoa.
very great introduction.
So you want to get to know more about him?
I want to know how he has that confidence. I would like to know.
आपके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. So she said that she would like to continue the conversation with you because she loved your introduction, the confidence with which you gave that introduction.
Thank you.
And probably wants to learn more about that confidence. Yeah? Fantastic. Please sit. Anybody else who wants to tell me who they would like to take this conversation ahead with based on the introduction? We're forgetting names, right? So that's so cool, right? I mean, you don't need to, even if you didn't tell your name, it was okay. Yeah. Who?
But the one who said you know a lot of languages, so it's really easy to connect. I have a knack for languages.
One last one. Hi Raghu, please come in. You people can come this side, yeah? Please come this side. And people can come in also because eventually we are only going to do activities, so don't worry if you're facing your back and all that stuff. Okay, so please come this side. Yeah, somebody want, one more we'll talk. Who wants to continue conversations with who? Based on the introductions that we've heard so far.
I would also want to connect with the banking and fintech.
See, this one is like very greedy, huh? Banking and fintech. Why?
I mean, in the end, it's money.
Money.
I would want to get to know how,
how to make more money.
More money.
Yeah.
Finance.
All right. So, what does this tell you? What? I mean, you people introduced. You had at least 30 introductions, maybe? We one realized we don't remember names. 2. What else did it tell you?
The identity with the introduction.
Yes, please.
Identity with the introduction.
Okay. She said hook. You said similarity. Okay. So don't mind me saying this is getting recorded. I hope I don't get killed for this. Like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Target didn't matter. People really didn't say, I want to go and meet the Microsoft person or the Google person. Really, not saying anything about great organizations. Names didn't matter. But what mattered? And Shrishta is just ready to kind of kick it off. I'll just get an answer on this question and we'll kick it off.
Yes.
And people are thinking you already kicked it off, but
yes.
This was not planned.
Just a formal introduction with the chair and Neerja, who's taking our session. So she'll introduce our session chair, Shilpi.
Hello everyone.
I love this.
Really. And Neerja needs no introduction, but I'll try to do a very quick introduction for you. Neerja is a TEDx speaker and a keynote speaker at various prestigious conferences. She has been speaking IEEE, PMI, NASSCOM, CIL, Society of Women Engineer, Women Tech Network, VMware Nirman. She has done a session at Microsoft and many other different organizations. She's the networking queen in the industry right now. Anything that you want to know about how to network best, Neerja is your person. And the beauty of that, you can already see the session started 15 minutes ago without anyone realizing that it started. So over to you, Neerja. Take it away.
Thank you, Shilpi. Thank you. So who's the official photographer? I just want to ensure my pictures come well. So, great. All right. All right. So, this activity of, introducing yourselves a little later too. But you've realized that there has to be a hook, there has to be an element of curiosity so that the other person remembers you, stays connected with you, and wants to take those conversations ahead. Right? So when you come to that activity where you have to introduce yourselves, please remember this. Okay? Now, Shilpi introduced me in some ways, right? I could have also, put it in my introduction that I have 25 years of experience in technology. I worked in these companies and I was a director at, I don't think that will really, do anything to me, right? So kind of think about how do you ensure that you are able to impress when you do your introductions. All right, so we're starting the class now. And thank you for coming over. Make yourselves a little comfortable to move around because there is, as I said, a lot of movement. So I don't want you to have, tripping over each other, stampede and all of that. So if you want to start moving this way, please do.
Especially people closer to the door.
Yeah, please come inside because we will be really moving
inside,
around.
it would be easy.
Actually in 2016. So 2017 is when I quit from my corporate career after 25 years. So in 2016, I was attending this conference, which was for women on a career break. This was hosted by this platform called as She Rose. Who all have heard of She Rose? Yeah. So at that point in time, they were one of the forerunners in building platforms for women on a career break. Now we have many. And I was attending that conference. I was not on a break. I was not contemplating a break, but I was there. And I saw, this MC, an anchor MC you would have seen, through the day-to-day and at many events. And I kept looking at her, and she was so charming, and she was doing really wonderful comparing over there. I said, how did she get this opportunity? Because that was not her day job. Okay, she had a day job which was a lot intense, corporate kind of a role, but she was actually doing this MC role. And I really wanted to ask her, how did you get this opportunity? Because I also wanted to be on the stage, but I didn't muster the courage to go and do that. Some years later, I kind of went to another conference, and there was this lady, and I kept looking at her. I said, she looks familiar, and she was speaking at that event. And then finally it struck me that this was that MC at the Chiro's event. Okay? Where should I place, because I don't want him to struggle also, because he's been circling and circling. Where should I stand so that everyone... Is this good for everyone? Yeah. So, author. Anybody who's heard of Jacinta's book, Words Matter, and the co-author's name? The co-author, right?
The first author bias, that is.
So the co-author's name is Shreya Krishnan. Who's Shreya Krishnan? Oh. Managing Director at Anita B, right? And that was when, I said, hey, Shreya, and, we kind of got talking and, all of that. And since then, we've been, again connected. We have long conversations about many common topics, and the passion that she exhibits on gender diversity, which I also have. And today, here I am, because she said, Nirja, I want you to do this class on networking. What's the moral of this story? Sorry? Networking helped me get this opportunity. Fantastic. One line. I build the relationship, yeah. So, yeah.
It doesn't happen immediately also.
Right.
You don't expect that you meet someone at a party and next day you'll be working with them.
True.
But it's
Yes, absolutely. True. Visibility in terms of who built visibility. Yeah, if you want to achieve something, then you have to be out there, yes. And on that day at Shiro's in 2016, yes,
I just want to say that if anyone wants to say something, and please say it on the mic for benefit of everyone.
Because Shrestha is running around with the mic.
Please. So please raise your hand
we
if
have
you want
to make
to go
her work
next.
Today, okay?
Yes.
She's already had her lunch, but we're not giving her a free lunch. So we have to make her work. Please raise your hand, she'll come with the mic
so that everyone else is
hear.
also able to hear.
And this is getting recorded, so yeah, so that will also help, right? Yeah, but the point is that in 2016, when I saw Shreya, was I even thinking that I should really get to engage with her so that one fine day she will give me an opportunity to deliver a session on networking? Then why was it that I continued to have a conversation with her, connect with her? Yes, Shrestha there.
Yes.
Somebody's asking for a mic.
Having genuine interest in someone to just have a conversation, to know about them. I think that's what you were interested in, not about actually, you were not thinking about networking, you were thinking about connecting with someone and sharing your thoughts and discussing things, and so I think that matters.
I was definitely, thinking of networking, but I was not looking at outcomes. Right? Networking is not about outcomes. Building a hive, H-I-V-E. What is a hive? Beehive. So, a flock of bees come together and then they kind of... So we're going to build a hive of, how many should we say? This is a big room and a lot of people. Say a hive of 7 people, 8 people, okay? Now, what is it that you are going to attract? Those 8 people, what is it that you're going to attract? You're going to attract a common denominator. Maths. Common denominator yaad hai? Kaise karna hai yaad hai? Formula bataye? Great, all right. But we're not doing math here, okay? Common denominator means I want you to start moving around, not just say, what's your common denominator? Figure out a common denominator. No, it's not that way. Okay, you're really going to move around and talk to people and find out if there is something common between you and that person, okay? Now, you can do it as simple as red, common denominator, but I don't want it that way. Given that you've come to GHCI, beyond everything else, I'm sure you're really looking for your own career growth. Try and find a common denominator which will help you towards that. So products, I'm from product space, could be a common denominator. Not that now everyone will run around and find, products. I'm just saying, if that's where you want to kind of see your career grow and you want to connect with product professionals and then see how because I want you to continue these conversations with the people that you meet here and connect by 3 o'clock for the rest of your life and see how you can actually help grow. each other in your careers. So it could be that kind of. So, I'm a cyber security expert or whatever. Or it could be, I'm from Kashmir. Or it could be, I'm a painter. Whatever you think helps you grow in your careers. But it should be a common denominator between you and the 6 other people. So we are trying to build a hive of 7s. Okay, done? 2 minutes. Get up and get moving.
Okay, yes, please be mindful of the space. So one suggestion could be if you try to have it in your sides initially, and then after the next 5 minutes, we could have a switch. Okay?
Move!
Just don't hurt people around, please.
The common thing is the 3 people here started their career with being a data engineer, and I myself started my career with data engineer. 2 other people are in cloud security, and then I was like, hey, you guys are in cloud security, and then they were asking what makes you be excited about cloud. Hey, I started my career with my boss, the CTO, asking me, hey, throw the mount at somewhere. I was like, how do I even throw the mount? Like that's how I started imagining, and then cloud is something I could connect.
So
with
what
them.
is the common denominator? One common denominator. What is that?
So love for technology.
Come on, at GHCI, that is too vague. Do we give the points? Thank you for the effort, but thanks. I only want to know what the denominator is, not the process, but thank you for that. Yes, what is the common denominator there?
Okay, hello everyone.
Yes,
So,
listen here.
Actually, we are a group of 7 and we all are having 5+ of experience, but still we are struggling in the companies or in industry to manage between the work and in our life.
Okay.
And we all are married, newly married we can say. So
they've gone deep.
But we don't want to lose our identity in our
because of the marriage.
Yeah, no, struggling between the personal and the professional life.
Okay.
So actually it's like that we are also planning our futures with kids and having.
What is that one common denominator, please?
So it's work-life balance.
Okay, work-life balance is their common denominator. Okay, they figured this out in 2 minutes. Like, fantastic.
Right.
One more. There is a hive
Anyone
here.
else?
Bhagyashree? What is it here?
Yeah, so we come from the different software companies and different companies per se. But all of us are related to some other way cyber security because that's important for us.
Common denominator in cyber security, and there's one more here. How many are you? 3. Small hive.
Silence, please, in the room so that we can hear the other participants as well.
So, our unique common denominator is the chaos, I would say, because we 3 entered the room at simultaneously when we don't know what was happening, and the chaos was there. So he was saying chaos, I said chaos, and like chaos. So we connected.
Chaos helps to grow in your careers. Thank you. All right. So my apologies to the other hives because we need to do, some more things. But what was the takeaway from this activity for all of you? I would like to hear from a few. Not the ones who already told me about the hives, but the others. What is the big takeaway for you from this activity?
So I usually have difficulty in just going and talking to people in a group like this, first thing. But I think the concept of trying to think of what could be that one common denominator you could share with somebody, at least making it think, helped build the conversation, right? At least either I am talking about my one common denominator that I want to share and try and find out whether that person has it, or I'm just asking this conversation.
So what would you call it? What would you call that?
There's a theme, there's some sort of a direction to talk, when you
Okay,
approach
so
somebody.
today I told you all to do this, so you did it, okay? Will you continue doing this?
Definitely. I think going forward, whenever I go, this would be my takeaway, just wherever I'm going for a big place or a conference, sitting back at home, I think I would decide on one thing that I want to talk about myself to anybody and try and find out whether at least one more person who has the same thing as me.
All right.
Which would give me that ability to go talk to strangers.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Let's give her a round of applause. Any other person who wants to add to this? I don't want the same thing being narrated. One thing that you learned from this.
If you don't practice your elevator pitch and you don't know what to introduce yourself, it's going to be very difficult.
True.
So I think this really teaches everybody that keep your elevator pitch, keep your
Ready.
introduction
Handy.
practice, and also be agile to tweak that based on whom you're talking with, right?
Absolutely.
We're talking to a fresher. You don't want to be using 20 years, 45 years of experience and blah, blah, blah. What the hell? I mean,
Correct.
be agile and tweak your introduction such
Right.
that it is more relevant to the person
Fantastic.
opposite. So
Thank
that's
you.
how we build connections.
And what was the hive? Did you manage to build a hive?
I already have one LinkedIn connection and one wonderful personality that I met
All right.
who's got a lot of talent. So
Fantastic. Okay, all right. So thank you for doing this. It's going to fall. Come inside this side. So the first tip that I want to give you all about networking is leave your comfort zone. Did you all leave your comfort zone today when I said, yeah, you can sit now till I ask you to do the next activity? Did you all leave your comfort zone when you were pushed to build the hive? Did it come naturally to you? Or did you say, okay, she's asking us to do, so let me try doing this? Did you leave your comfort zone? Yes, no, maybe. Ab koi baat nahi kar raha hai. Yeah, right? And now that you left your comfort zone and you actually made some amazing connections, do you think you will continue to do this going forward? Okay, we'll try. Why the try? This is not yet New Year's, so yeah. It's not a promise to me, it's a promise to yourselves. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, just a question. I think for me, I think it was a no, because I think I defaulted to myself.
Okay.
Right? Oh, I'm from Amazon, I'm XYZ, and we tried to business people to connect in this large tech forum over here. So I think it's a conscious choice that you have to make to say, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm from X and Y. I think it has to be conscious to say, I have blah, 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 the other aspects.
Right.
So it's a tricky one to pick that up. And to her point of saying an elevator pitch, which is not common and which is not defaulting to maybe just your job.
Yeah, so we've not yet come to the elevator pitch, but that's a great point, and also because we started that way. But all I said was find a common denominator which will help you grow in your careers. And I gave some examples of product and cybersecurity, and I said painting and anything. Could be Kashmir, could be weather, could be whatever, okay? So the idea is that you had the freedom to choose anything that you believed would help you grow in your career, which could be within your organization or outside of your organization. You had that freedom. We are still not on elevator pitch. We are still talking about that one denominator that I would find. So, how easy was it to really get out of the comfort zone? And in this room of 200 people, I don't know, absolute strangers, of course, those who come from the same company and have met in the morning and had some conversations, how easy or difficult was it to just strike a conversation and say, hey, I think this is common between us. And even if you didn't find anything common between the person and you're going to the next person, you actually found something interesting about that person which you could continue conversations with or stay connected with, right? So one of the challenges that all of us have with networking is to leave our comfort zone. So to come to the GHCI conference, I don't know how many of us really had to push ourselves out of our conference. You had to, why? What was the challenge?
I mean, I'm a completely remote employee. So I think it's been 3 years, 4 years that I've been to any public events, like more conference. And I was this person who would participate in a lot of conferences, but I kind of took a backseat on that. So it's really difficult for me to, I also suffer a little bit with social anxiety because of being remote for very long.
Right.
So I think that's why it's very difficult for me to come out. Otherwise, I'm a very extrovert person.
Right.
But yeah, over the time I have built that social anxiety. So it takes a lot for me to kind of get up and come out. Yeah, I did. I am in fact making it a priority.
Yes.
In fact, I was just yesterday discussing with my manager how 2025, this is what something is going to be my highest priority, is to go to as many conferences and meet people. So I think this session kind of fits that well.
Thank you for that. So yes, I'm not saying that overnight you're going to transform yourselves, but it's not so very difficult also. Because what are those things that we have in our mind? We say, okay, if I have to go and meet someone else, if I have to go to an external event, if I have to go to another event that's happening in my organization, but it's from another BU, business unit, or it's another department or something, what is that one thing that kind of worries us because of which we don't want to leave the comfort zone? Judged. Fear of? Unknown. But what happened with this activity? You had chaos, but when you heard from the others, what is your sense?
It was given as a task. It didn't feel weird.
Yeah.
So, like you were told that you should talk
Sure.
to anyone, and so just striking the conversation with a stranger, we were tasked. We had a common goal that we have
Sure.
to strike the conversation.
Right.
Whereas when just sitting in a conference room, there is other person sitting beside you. You don't know if the person even wants to strike the conversation. Here, we had a common goal. That's the reason we were doing it.
Right. So, what I'm saying is, do it. The person is not going to slap you. What's the worst that she or he will do? Will walk away. Will turn her or his face aside. That's okay now. Yes?
Taking a step back, so the biggest friction, the first friction is even going to such events and conferences is time, because there would always be something more important, some work, some friends or somebody closer to us who will be pulling our attention and time. So to be able to find out the time and actually the time, energy, effort, everything to go to such a conference and sorts of things. Like you said, such smaller conferences, meetings, events might be happening in our office, but how often do we leave a work desk and go attend such thing? Because the return on investment is not a surety, right? From 2 out of 10 events, you will find somebody who will you actually be able to connect with and retain that connection, but 8 of those 10 things will not. So
Okay. So, did I have a good return on investment, with Shreya Krishnan? Tell me, have I had a good return on investment with Shreya Krishnan? And this is not 2 out of 10. Why is it that I'm called the networking queen? Every opportunity of mine, ask Niranjana, how the hell did I get into LSEG? I have no idea, but we didn't know each other. Somebody said, referred me. Microsoft, Shilpi. I don't know, like Shilpi, why she called me to Microsoft. Right? I've had 200% return on investment because you don't really go looking at what will I get, what will I get, what will I get. So I'm really jumping some chapters, but let me say this. Networking is not about what you get. Yeah, there's one person who wants to say something. Yes.
Saying the right thing, or will I be asking the right thing?
And what will you be asking?
Probably whenever we are having a conversation and till the time that I'm telling about my work experience or something, but what next? What is the right next thing that I can say, or what
Sure.
is the right next thing which I can ask to continue that conversation?
Okay, all right, great. So we'll hold that. We will come to that. So I was just saying that networking, the definition of networking is not about what I will get. Yes, eventually you will get. But flip it. Networking is all about what can I give. Is that easy, giving? Why is giving not easy? I'm not asking you to give money. I'm not asking you to give your property.
No, just to part information about yourself, what you do.
Not about yourself.
I mean, just to share information is a very, it doesn't come innately with anybody. I mean, you're not like hopping around even in parks, even if you're a very social butterfly, you will not just go and tell people, oh, hey, I'm doing this and, I'm this and that, etc., right? So you like to be on your own these days because we are so much into our own phones and gadgets and everything. I mean, it's not easy to give information out.
Okay, when I said giving, it's not about giving information. It is giving value to the other person. Yes? Right. If you can give her a mic, I don't know where it is. I don't know how we're doing for time.
So I feel that, when you're giving also, or it's always in our mind, the thought that I'm giving this, what's in store for me? What will I get in return?
Yeah, so that's what I'm flipping
There's always
across.
an expectation to get something in return.
So that is the challenge with networking. So please hold. I know that, a lot of us want to jump into this conversation. But the challenge with people who want to network or who are shying away from network is about what will I get. And only because I want to get something, I want to network. And that is wrong. The definition of networking, and if you ask anybody who's a seasoned networker and who has reached, wherever the person has reached, is because the person has been giving value, not information. What is the value that I can offer to the other person? Yes. Right.
When I have to network, there's not much that I can give or offer value except for like my skills. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask about that.
Yeah. So I want to do a next activity, and let's get to that. See, it's not about 4th year or it is not about 40 years. You in your 20, 30, 40, 50 years have something to offer in terms of value always. And that's something that you need to reflect upon. Say, what is my USP? What is that uniqueness that I carry which I can offer to somebody else? Okay, so I know this needs deeper reflections. So of course we spoke a lot about elevator pitch, so I may not get into that activity because I think by now we've realized that the elevator pitch, the standard introduction of I am so and so and I'm from this organization with X number of years of experience really doesn't cut through, because so what? Right? 20 years of experience, 2 years of experience really doesn't make any difference. It is, and what is an introduction? What is an elevator pitch? Whether you are introducing yourselves to the question, to the panel, tell me something about yourselves, or you're trying to pitch your service or product if you are in business, or in general, in a conference of this sort, the 30, 40 seconds that you get to introduce yourselves is only to get a second conversation. You're not going to get a job with the 30 seconds. You're not going to sell your product or service. You're not going to get funding for your business in those 30, 40 seconds. All you can get is a second conversation, which we really saw with all those introductions that we did. There were 4 people who said, I would like to converse with another 4 people. Because of? Not because of company, not because of name, not because of the role they are in, not because of number of years of experience, but something more unique which compelled them to have more conversations. Say, hey, I want to know more about you. I would like to chat up more about you. And then in the second conversation, of course, how you turn it around to what you like and what the other person likes is, of course, there. But the first introductory pitch has to be something which will catch people's attention. Yeah, so I'm not doing that activity, both paucity of time, plus we kind of went around the table introducing ourselves. So let me move on to something else, right? So, okay, now we've done enough conversations, but now I won't make you get up. You can be where you are with the person next to you. I would like you to have, say, a 1-minute conversation. Just have a conversation. Maybe you introduce. If you've not already introduced, 1.5 minutes. Now again, I know I'm going to struggle to stop this, and she'll be saying, "Kyun baat karwa rahe ho? Networking hai ya baat karwana hi padega." Oh wow, you're taking this video, and I hope you didn't know the person from before. Of course.
Best thing I like about Usha, she's a software engineer, right? And when you see software engineer, only technology, cyber security, but this time something different have come up. She's a mother of 2 years kid, and she was not much aware about finances, right? So she learned about the finances. She made a WhatsApp group so that the people of her age or whosoever wants to understand how the finances work, she made a WhatsApp group and she guides them. So that really impressed me, and yeah, that's inspiring.
1.5 minute conversation. Who did the most amount of talking? Okay. All right. And did you kind of become aggressive and took over?
People.
Did you? Yeah. Don't continue the conversations. We are having
people are not able to hear. They're requesting silence as well. So please.
Sure. Thank you so much. Yeah. So how did it happen? Bhagishri, you were floored with what she was saying, or she didn't allow you to talk at all, or what? How is it? Did you get a chance to speak at all?
Initially, I gave the brief introduction. I said, okay, I'm into technology sales, and I do for the enterprise customers like Honeywell, HP, kind of. And I sell all the technology things, cyber security, and then I asked her, what do you do? She said, I'm the software engineer. I worked here, so and so. And then she said, I help the people. I go to events like this. And I was like, okay, what she learned from there then? And then she said, and that was very interesting.
All right, great. Anybody else in terms of, so I don't want to know again the conversation, but who was dominating the conversation? Was a person dominating? And, what did you actually speak about? Yourself, GHCI, Shreya Krishnan, Neerja, this session, or something else? Yeah, is there a mic? Yeah, sure.
I could recognize the company name because there was one previous conversation with the HR of that company. Then that was an icebreaker. Now we are talking about how long we are since how long we've been settled in Bangalore and all that.
Okay, all right, great. Yes, anyone on third person? Yeah, the chaos person.
So I think Megha and I spoke, and I think we spoke 50% each. And interestingly, we spoke about our own. So I spoke about my two daughters, what they're doing, and she spoke something interesting, which is they are twin sisters, and the other sister is in Korea, and she's doing business here. So we basically spoke about ourselves more than who we are, what we do. So we spoke a little bit about our family rather than ourselves.
Okay, one last person there, and because we have to wind up before the next masterclass, so that person will.
Hi, so we talked about names. My name is Nitesh, very interesting, a very different name, and we have Varuni with us. And so we were just talking how today's in today's generation, the names that we are keeping are mostly Naira, Myra, Samaira, Ivan, and all those things. And how I have kept it very minimal for my daughter. It's Nehali. And that's what we were talking about exactly.
Okay, fine. Great. All right. So now let's go back to the premise of conversations, right?
Who was talking how much?
Yeah.
So that is what I wanted
Sure.
to say.
Yeah.
So in both of our conversations, I think she talked the most. She was very peppy and aggressive and wanted to put in as much as she could. But what I liked was I allowed her because the way she introduced herself, two very interesting things that came up was she's an AI engineer and then she's from Kerala. So I wanted to learn more about both of the things. So
Sure,
I think the first 3-4 words that came out, I think that really peps up who speaks more.
Sure, fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, getting back to the conversations that you have. So we spoke about leave your comfort zone, go and meet someone, go to events, etc. And then we know that we need to introduce ourselves. So we also learned a bit about elevator pitch. I know I've not done a great job, but only 45 minutes given to me today. You want to learn more? Please. Yeah. I don't know who that is. Want to learn more? It's not a plug for any more business for me, but yeah, there's enough and more YouTube videos sitting out there on my channel. You can learn about elevator pitch. But okay, I left my comfort zone. How much ever I hate to go out, I left my comfort zone. I came to GHCI and I had prepared an elevator pitch and I did introduce myself to the other person using that. There was a hook and hence conversation started. Now what next? Right? That is also a challenge. What more and how much more should I speak? And that is where the next tip for networking is, I call it, do the tango with 80-20 rule. All of us are familiar with 80-20. So 80% of the time, what do you do? Wow. What a class.
You leaked the paper.
And 20% of the time, what do you do? And what do you talk in those 20% of time? Whoa! In सब ने ना मेरा paper देख के आया. Yeah, but fantastic. So you are pro at networking, right? You really don't have to talk a lot when you're meeting even a stranger or even someone that you know, but you want to kind of get to know the other person more. And why is it that you need to listen 80% of the time and speak only 20%? And even those 20%, people are saying you please ask questions. Why?
To know them more.
Why should you know them more?
Because that's how we make them open up.
But for what purpose?
Make them more comfortable speaking. So you're creating an atmosphere for them to be more comfortable.
Okay, and then what value did this person gets full marks? May I know your name?
I work at Google software engineer.
Okay, thank you. We would have got other better introduction, but anyways. Because the definition of networking is what? What can I give? What is, not information, what is the value that I can provide to the next person? And I'm getting a cue that I have to wrap this up, but let me, get to that. What is the value that I can provide to the person that I'm speaking at a later point in time? Because networking is also about following up, right? This is one conversation that we've had, but you need to nurture those connections, right? The finance person will tell you that we build financial capital. How do you build financial capital? What do we do to build? First earn, right? Beg, borrow, steal, family history, a lot of money, inheritance, whatever that is. First you need that money. So you are first earning connections here. Then you have to put it in a savings bank or a stock market or whatever. But for how long? 7 to 10 years. Okay, you don't have to do that much, but a long-term investment. And it's called social capital, correct? And in those 7 months, 7 years, what do you do with that person? You have to nurture by providing value. Networking is all about that. What is it that I can offer as value? And you will not know what value you can offer unless and until you are listening, that 80% of the time, and asking the right questions. And you got to ask open-ended questions. So I always say this, that if I were to come to Shilpi, and I don't know, what's the latest movie running?
I'm waiting for Singham.
Singham. Okay, so I'll come to Shilpi and say, hey Shilpi, I'm looking forward to seeing Singham. Have you watched it? And Shilpi, I don't know whether she likes it or not, but she says, I hate movies. Now I don't know what to do. How do I continue this conversation? Okay, why you hate movie can be, but depending on the level of hatred, she may actually hit me. Now I'm scared to ask about the football, the IPL, the hockey, the Ambani wedding, and everything else, right? Because I don't know what will touch her, nerve. But if I were to ask a very open, so today is Thursday, right? Okay, fine. So, hey Shilpi, what are you looking forward to do this weekend? I'm looking forward to watch Singham if it is releasing. Then what will
I'm
Shilpi
meeting
say?
some friends for lunch.
Yeah, or she will say, hey, I was also looking forward to watch Singham, but you know what? And then she will talk about her troubles, her problems, her aspirations, her ambitions, and you will find an opportunity to offer value. Get it? So that is why networking is all about giving value. And this has to be over a period of time and nurturing those connections. Now, you had this conversation, right? Whoever, whatever, 1.5 minutes, whoever was aggressive doesn't matter. Now, if you had to follow up with them, and we'll wrap up very, very quickly, if you had to follow up with a second conversation later with the same person, do you have something to follow up with? What is that? Mera question use nahi karna chahiye. हाँ. What is it? With the conversation that you've had with your buddy, what is it that you have based on which you can follow up? No, you spoke. No, I want to know from that.
Can we collaborate in some projects and all?
You got some information from this person?
Yeah.
Based on that, you are directly going into asking. Okay, we are done. Of times, and the fourth time you can go and ask for collaboration projects. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up with a story, and yeah, Niranjana is here and Ranjani is here, but so I'm going to narrate the story that you already know. Okay. Very quickly, I'm going to end. I'm very scared. I'm kind of over time, but so LSEG, London Stock Exchange Group, had invited me to do a keynote at their Innovation Transformation Summit, right? And my daughter Sneha, all of 22 now, and she must have been 21 then, exactly a year ago, I think maybe a little more than a year. So she had just finished her graduation and she was doing an internship, and she loves to attend conferences, right? But she was working. So how does she do that? This was on a weekday. So she came along with me because there is also always this flexibility of hybrid working, so you can work from anywhere. Okay, so she came to that conference, and then she heard my keynote, and then she sneaked out, and she sat in the cafes and all of that and continued her working. Then she came during the networking breaks, etc., and she met Ranjani, and she met Niranjana, and she met the who's who at LSEG, and stayed connected with them over LinkedIn. All right? And after some months, I get a ping from Ranjani. She's sitting over there and saying, you know what, we have these senior women leaders in our organization, and we do once a month kind of connect and some talks. We would like to know if Sneha, that's my daughter, would come and give a talk on personal branding. All of 22 she is. Okay, and Ranjani very clearly says, we don't want you. I do sessions on personal branding, but she made it very clear. We would like Sneha to come because we want her to talk about her 20, like at 22, if you've been able to achieve some kind of a brand presence, then why not the rest? Okay. Now that's an opportunity she got because she left her comfort zone despite the fact that she was working. She said, I'll figure out how to work there. And then she came and connected with all these senior leaders who could be double their age, sorry, but yeah, okay. And then she stayed connected with them on LinkedIn. And she's continuing to showcase her thought leadership by putting out some posts that she spoke here, she speaks here, and all of that. And they said, I think we need her to come. So she's a data analyst. So not that that's her profession, but today she is the, anchor at the media track. That's again another opportunity that she got because of the connections she had with Shreya and all of that. So things will come around. But you have to leave your comfort zone, ensure that you have a good elevator pitch, which has a hook, so that the other person is able to want a second conversation with you, and ensure that you build a very diverse network. So you really don't need to have the same technology network. You don't need to have a women's all network. You don't need to have a student network. Very, very diverse network like we have here today. And ensure that you start digging the well now. Because on the day you are needing that, you're not going to be able to dig a well. So ensure that you start digging your well and building this network today, so that you continue to provide value to your network. And one day, either the way LSEG reached out to Sneha, or if Sneha wants to reach out to LSEG, both ways it will work. I'm sure you're not going to say no to Sneha if she came around saying, hey, if there's an opportunity for me, right? That is how it works, both within the organization and outside the organization. And thank you for bearing with me and standing and, participating in my activities. I know we could have done a deeper dive here, but 45 minutes. I really wanted you to experience a few things, and hence I didn't do a masterclass. I said, let me do it activity-based. Happy to continue the conversations outside. And please nurture the connections that you have built here. I would like you to do one more thing. Get active on LinkedIn. Put out a post today talking about this class or anything else at GHCI, but by tagging the people that you found today, since morning and now, because that is also how you continue to stay in touch with them. Thank you. Happy to take questions, but I think the next speaker is here.
Thank you so much,
We
Neerja,
need
and
one
thank you so
picture,
much,
group
everyone.
picture.
Let's just stay there. We'll take a quick selfie.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.